Okay, everyone, this is your fearless leader instructor, Dr. Guffey. This is your introduction to CJA 655 Advanced Research Methods. This video will probably be about 10 minutes or so. All I intend to do in this video is to give you an overview of the course. Basically, I'm just going off of the syllabus that I sent you prior to the class. So without further ado, let me get started. So first of all, I think the first thing I want to talk about is quickly the book that's identified in the syllabus, but I'll repeat it for you. It's Kraska and Newman, and the title of the book is Criminal Justice and Criminology Research Methods. The second edition is fine. That's the cheaper one, of course. Hopefully you already have that because you'll need it this week. Now I'm going to move on to some additional things. Seminars I would like to address first. There won't be any live synchronous seminars that you will have to attend. All of the seminars have been pre-recorded and have been uploaded into each of the 4 weeks. Those live seminars tell you all you need to know from the book. And in addition to the midterm and final exam study guide questions, that will constitute what you need to study to do well on the midterm and the final. So, so much for no live sessions. Now, with that said, if you want a one-on-one live session with me in Zoom, I'll do that. You just have to email me and let me know, preferably it should be done between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. Later in the evening, particularly if you're in a different time zone, that gets sticky. So let me know and we'll figure out a time when we can do it. Discussion board. There are 8 required discussions which supplement the study guide questions. In fact, what you'll find is that they're very similar to the study guide questions. So it certainly is good to do it twice, so you're very familiar with the with what's expected of you, particularly on the exams. The midterm exam will occur at the end of week 2. I'll open it on Friday morning and close it at midnight on Sunday. That's in week 2, which will be. Let me look here real quick. Looks to me like the it looks to me like the 13th, 14th, and 15th of May are the dates for the midterm exam. The midterm exam covers chapters, weeks 1 and 2. I'll get to the exact chapters here in a minute, but just it's weeks 1 and 2 are is the material that's covered in the midterm. Okay, final exam, pretty much the same thing. The final exam will open on a Friday at the end of the month. I don't know what the dates are, but they're you'll know what they are. And it'll open on Friday morning again and close on Sunday at midnight. There is what's called a signature assignment in this course. It is not difficult. What you will find with this course, I want to make sure you understand that now. This course in 690, which is the follow-on course, that's the capstone. I call it the thesis because basically you're writing a thesis. The signature assignment prepares you for that next step, going on to 690. So anyway, to make a long story short there, the signature assignment, you will have already identified your topic by then, your hypotheses, your research questions, your bibliography, all of that will have been done during this course. So all you have to really do is compile it all in that signature assignment that's due, on Sunday, the last day of, Sunday of the last day of the course. Exam study guide questions. There's one in each week. If you do those and diligently look for the answers when you're reading the textbook, and give me some good solid answers to those questions, you shouldn't have any problem doing well on the final and the midterm. Due dates, exam study guide questions and answers, the discussion board responses are all due by 1800 hours on Sunday of each week. There is one quiz in the course in week 3. And once again, it'll open on Friday of week 3 and close on Sunday at midnight of week 3. And that quiz will cover chapter 10 in the book. Chapter 10 is has some really, I don't know, that's not the right word. It has some material in it that you may not be familiar with. In other words, probably up to this point with all the courses you've taken, or if you work in the criminal justice system, you're familiar with a lot of the things that we teach you in this master's degree program. But I suspect when you get to chapter 10, a lot of that information in there will be foreign to you. So I need to lecture on it separately. There is a separate a video lecture for chapter 10. And then there is that short quiz of 8 questions that will be pulled from chapter 10. So you saw the grading factors in your syllabus. 20 points for the midterm, 20 for the final, 8 points for the quiz, the threaded discussion, 16 points, exam study guide question, 16 points, and that signature assignment, 20 points. So it all adds up to 100 points. And I won't go, I won't take time to go through the course grading scheme, but it's exactly the same that you've seen, any other course you've taken so far in the master's program. Okay, moving right along. The syllabus, of course, has the standard items that we have to put in there. I won't go through those. You can read them on your own, but perhaps the one I like to emphasize the most, and probably the one you've heard most in your other classes, is plagiarism. You don't want to plagiarize, okay? You've worked too hard to get as far as you've gotten. Cheating doesn't pay, so let's avoid any plagiarism. So how do you avoid plagiarism? Well, very simple. If you have a direct quote, you need to cite it at the end of the quote, and you need to put a page number from which you took it in that publication. And if you're pulling stuff from an article or wherever also, and you paraphrase it, that's also a way to avoid plagiarizing. But the best way to avoid plagiarizing altogether is to cite. Okay, cite, and then at the end of when you come to the signature assignment, you're going to list all of the references that you're going to use going forward to 690. So you're going to be going into the library for sure. So the last thing I want to cover is the online class meeting schedule and assignments at a glance. This is probably the most helpful chart in the syllabus for you. It shows each week, and it shows what's due that week. Okay. And I wanted to remind you, I told you what are the chapters you're going to be responsible for in each week. Well, in week 1, it's chapters 1, 2, and 3 in your text. In week 2, it is 4, 5, and 6. In week 3, it is 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then in week 4, it is 11, 12, 13, and 14. Let's see, what else is in that? And it shows you the due dates. Again, reminds you of when these items are due and what time they are due. And that's about it. Welcome to the course, first of all, I guess, after I've finished doing that. Um, uh, I do want to say that, and I've told every student I've ever had in this class, by the way, I've taught this course probably 60 plus times, um, that if you do the work that's outlined in the syllabus, then you should do well in this class. It is not the work requirement's not onerous, okay, not by any means, but because this course is a prerequisite for 690, you need to do every single assignment and do it to the best of your ability so you are ready to go on day 1 of the capstone course, which will of course start right after this one, in June and July. Now, some students choose to put off in other words, maybe they're a little bit burned out because they're toward the end of their program here. So some students put off taking 690 until the next time it's offered, but it won't be offered again until November, December. No, I'm sorry, December, January. So you'll have a 6-month wait if you want to put off taking 690. But again, like if you need a break and you don't need your degree, right at the end of July, maybe that's a pretty good option for you. But I'm not going to, push you in that direction. It's only, what your responsibilities are going forward. I know probably, you know, most of you, if not all of you, have a family, you have a job, you have commitments outside of National University. So, um, I don't want to see you stressed out either. Nothing worse than being stressed out over too many, taking on too many responsibilities in life at one time. Just a couple other things, best way to get me is through email. I do have a cell phone. It's cell phone numbers on the syllabus, but here's, I want to give you a heads up that I don't carry that phone with me everywhere I go. In fact, I don't take it out of the house. Um, I don't want to have a phone in my back pocket or in some pouch or whatever. As you can see from the color of my hair, that I'm not of the cell phone generation. I'm not tied at the hip to a cell phone. So if you try to call me on the cell phone, it'll be a delay. I'll just tell you that for sure. So the best way to get in touch with me is through the NU email, which is on the syllabus also. Um, and again, I'm available whenever you need me for anything. So, email me. You can ask me questions in the email. I'll respond to the email questions rapidly. I usually email. I'm usually getting back to you via email. If it's during the day, I'll be back to you within minutes. Certainly not more than 10 or 12 or 15 minutes. If if you're emailing me in the evening or from a different time zone that's late in the evening here, yeah, you won't hear from me until the next morning. But I do. I'm an email reader as frequently as I can get to it because I know students. They need you need answers quickly. This is in you, as we all know, is fast. Okay, 4 weeks goes by in a flash. So I don't want you having to agonize about, oh my gosh, I sent that email to Dr. Guffey, he hasn't gotten back to me yet, and it's 3 days later. That's a no. That's a no-no with me. Okay. Well, I babbled on here too long. I think it's time for me to stop the video. And I said 10 minutes. I'm at 15, so we're going to stop it here. And welcome to the class, everyone.